Are we live?
Hello. Hi. Are we live? Hi, everybody. I'm
Hello, is this
Kimberly,
live? I'm Katie.
and we are the Wilderness Girls.
Yeah, we're the Wilderness Girls. It's
I'm
episode 2.
loving it's episode 2 of season 2 of Yellowjackets on Showtime and Paramount Plus and other places you can watch it. Um, hang on, I gotta turn off my sound here because I have an echo. And all the conspiracy theories that are already floating in the comments. You guys are wild.
Yeah.
First of all, there is no way that Callie is the wilderness baby. The ages just don't match up.
No.
She would have to be 25 and she's like 16.
Right.
And she has a fake ID, and that's how we'll talk about how she's drinking during the day and like picking up men who are 35. It's weird.
She's also going to a high school that sounds suspiciously like it's a college. Rutgers. And
No,
Rutgers.
she wants to go. No, she says she goes to Rutgers. That's a lie. Rutgers is a college. She says,
Oh, that's the
I'm a
lie she
senior.
tells.
She says, I'm a senior at Rutgers, which would make her 22. There's not a chance in heck she's passing. No. Mary Payne is here. Hi, Mary Payne. We love
Hey,
you.
Mary
I hope
Payne.
you've watched. I hope everyone's watched. That's our disclaimer every time. And I do want to say I love that you guys are seeing on here to us and to just talk and see what we like, because it's weird because you listen to A Date with Dateline, but we don't want you here if you're not caught up in the show. These views count if you watch it a week later. So we just like come watch later after you watch the episode.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Totally fine. You just miss out, but you miss it at any time with stuff like that. Just go on social media. Okay. So
Correct. I have a few announcements.
Great, go for it.
Before we start. Number 1, I was wrong. Number 2, I was wrong. And number 3, I was wrong. So I was really wrong about the cannibalism in the show. I just get really indignant when I think that it's too easy. I'm like, no, it's too easy. They won't do it. They're going to fake us out the whole time. Okay.
Yeah.
I was wrong. And I also owe you an apology, Kimber, because
Me?
Yeah, I do. I went back and looked at the map. And I thought you were talking about a different part of the map when you said that it looked like female anatomy.
Yeah.
So I thought that for some reason that the map had one of those black hole swirls, like the ones that are the picture on Sammy's wall, on his window. He has like a black hole.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what I was picturing in my head. But when indeed I went back and paused on the map, it does. I see how you could get there. I owe you an apology. I see it now.
I'm right. So I wish I had done screen grabs, and now I have figured out how to do screen grabs from the episode. So we will be showing some screen grabs. If I last time, we could have avoided this whole thing. But maybe next time I'll go back to the vag and I'll pull it on and be like, here's the female anatomy. This is what I was talking about. I'm not totally crazy.
It's something about the shape in the middle. It's a little hourglassy. There's something happening in the I get it. I see it.
Yeah.
All right. So I do owe you. I owe you an apology. Let's get in.
You do not. We are both wrong about things all the time.
But I had a big wrong in this. I was wrong about cannibalism. It's not going to stop me from making other predictions that might also be wrong.
I knew you were wrong, but I wanted to support you.
How did you know I was wrong? You'd already heard that it definitely happened.
No, the thing seemed to have blocked out when they capture the girl in the pit and they string her up and drain her blood and then eat her. And that happened in the very first episode. And I knew it didn't happen. I recorded it off my TV. And it's literally catch her in the pit. You see her naked being strung up upside down. You see them slice and drain her blood. And then you see them roasting the meat and eating. So like, unless that's a huge fake, just kill her and drain blood, sacrifice, which is totally possible. It definitely seemed like they were eating her based on the sequence of events. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I am going to have to go back and check that because
I can send you the clip.
No, I never saw her strung up. I remember the slashing, but
Yeah.
when I saw it, I don't remember the naked body. So I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to go and look for that specifically because that I didn't see. So I'm gonna have
Do you
to.
want me to do the
I'm gonna
clip?
have to. No, let's go. I don't
Oh,
think we
okay.
can do clips.
No, we can, but we would maybe get in trouble. I was just going to
I
send it
think
to
we
your
cannot do
phone
clips, but
because we have personal relationship.
screenshots. We have
Because we have a
screenshots right now.
personal relationship. I could just text you with it. That's what.
You have just that clip saved.
I have your phone number, so special. So I could clip. That's what I was saying. I wasn't going to put it up. So okay, we're so excited. Let's jump in. So this episode is called Edible Complex. No need to explain. We get it.
Yes,
but very clever. So I'm going to start with Teen, Van, and Taissa. And all the girls in the cabin are upset because they're hungry because Shauna keeps talking to Popsicle Jackie, which we'll get to. They're also upset because they realize it's someone's bucket. So now we're learning a lot about how they're surviving. There's a pee bucket that they keep inside, yellow, let it mellow, but someone pooped in it. Taissa is very upset. Everyone's upset. Do you think Taissa is the one who pooped in the bucket when she was sleepwalking?
No.
You
Nor
don't.
do I care. Next. Then what?
You don't.
I do not know. I honestly think it's somebody's
put in the comments who you think pooped because no one is admitting it.
I mean, it's definitely Misty. So yeah.
You might be right. Absolutely. I didn't even think of that. Perfect. So and Jake agrees with you. Misty all day. So Taissa is escaping the ropes that Van has her, and she goes sleep in her socks, and she sees, insert clip here, Van with the no eyes, who looks to me like a thinner Jack White from the White Stripes, but I can't really see that much. It looks almost like he has two side ponies up here, but I don't know what's going on. He has no eyes. That's all we know. And he is like luring her off a cliff. He's about to go over this cliff, but Van is running. Van saves her. And right where she's about to go over the cliff, there's the symbol carved in the tree.
Yeah, we see that in the preview.
What in the preview?
The symbol that's on the tree carved in, that's in one of the previews for season 2. So I'm sort of mentally like checking off the things in the preview because they all seem to be in these early episodes.
Yeah.
So, which means that's hard for me because it means I have no idea what's coming.
Right.
No idea.
See, that's why I try not to watch the previews that closely because I start to think, like with Traitors, I would be like, well, I haven't seen Kate wearing that outfit, so she doesn't get murdered tonight. Because I know in the previews, she's wearing this outfit and she says this thing and she hasn't gotten there yet. So I know if she survives.
That makes sense. I think with this show, I'm so desperate to find out what happens that like I pour over the previews for this
the
one.
Difference
but
in
not
our personality
for really any other.
Really comes out in the
but I never cared about
curious.
Traitors. I never cared about watching it for Traitors to find out who went home or not. Like the reality shows, no, but something like this, I want to solve the mystery. So I'm looking for, I'm slowing down. I'm doing the frame rates, which is
somebody said skinny Jared Leto, and we're also getting
the guy from Pan's
Slender
Labyrinth.
Man. He's
the guy from Pan's
Man.
Is that the guy?
Oh, the guy with the eyes that does the note. I haven't seen it, but I know the thing. It's creepy. So the thing that what I have my question about this is it the wilderness, i.e. the symbol, whatever mystical thing that is trying to cause Taissa to walk to her death, or is it her own angel of death, man with no eyes? Or is it twofer? Is it a twofer? There are two demon things that are trying to kill Taissa. You know what I'm saying? Because she's the only one besides Lottie who has like weird stuff happening before the wilderness. Slash
I don't know.
That got her grandma.
You're thinking it's two different entities?
Well, I don't think guy with no eyes has anything to do with the wilderness and the symbol because he happened when she was a girl.
He's just attached to her. I
He's
don't think
her
anyone else can
carrier
see
guy.
him. I
Yeah.
don't think
No,
I think
totally, I agree.
he is
Yeah.
strictly attached to her.
Yeah. So she has 2 things, basically.
Mhm.
That's rough. So Van wants Taissa for wants Taissa to ask Lottie for some like mystical advice to stop the sleepwalking.
Mhm.
But this is where they're really spreading because Taissa is like, no, I don't go for that Lottie stuff. That is a cult, and I am not against it. And now it's like, is religion going to tear them apart? Like one is Protestant
Sorry if you could hear that.
and one is in a cult. I can hear that. They're very upset that religion
Danny,
is going to tear this adorable couple
Danny, you're
apart.
gonna be okay. I'm sorry, he's struggling. He's struggling. Also, let me take this opportunity. I realize that I'm facing away from Kimberly, so she's gonna go ahead and switch our cameras really quick. Sorry, Danny break. Danny,
Whoop! Did that work?
did that make it better, folks? Can you see that? Did it help at all?
I don't know. So,
Let
yeah,
us know. Am I
Mary Payne
facing
said,
Kimberly now?
yeah, I think so. I know we can. Yeah, we look like we're. Yeah, we are professionals. People want to see the cats really badly.
Yeah, we'll do
We'll
it.
do
That'll
a
be
show
in the
and tell.
finale. You have to stay to you have to watch every single one into the finale, and then we'll do it.
So
if Lottie and Ty are actually sisters, and that's why they have these weird powers.
Mary Payne, girl.
But Ty, what?
That's Mary Payne's. Solved it.
Hashtag. It is very big. Look, I think that honestly,
they can be sisters despite their race differences. They are of different ethnicities, but that's okay.
I feel like Ty is just that something is attached to Ty. I don't know what it is. We don't know all the mysteries of this sort of dual person that Ty is.
And I think it happened when she was a child with her grandma.
I think her grandma may have had it too. I think that there's some sort of shining.
Yeah.
I think something is happening with her that, I just can't figure it out. But Lottie seems to be actually clairvoyant, is what they're leading us to believe, right?
For sure. Yeah. And I think she always was because she stopped that car accident when she was a kid. So she's always had that path.
Right.
Stopped it, but didn't really stop it completely. So
yeah, that's true.
Okay. Next is, I'm sorry that I keep freezing, guys. Maybe I should plug in my internet to the hard wire. Should I do that?
Plug it in.
Plug it. Riff now.
I thought it was just my computer, so she's been freezing on you guys too. Okay.
Riff. You gotta.
I got a riff. I can't see any comments. So let's talk about my theories, shall we? Let me take this opportunity.
This is your time to shine.
Let me take this opportunity to talk about this. We do find out, by the way, that Shauna is 7 months. They make a point about telling us that Shauna is 7 months pregnant, which I feel like, when are we getting the birth this season? Because is she going to have, when is she going to give birth early? What's about to happen with the baby? I'm really curious about that. We know she's going to give birth.
But I'm concerned.
Oh, you're buzzing. That's apropos.
I know.
It's apropos. It's fine. Is she frozen? She's super frozen. But it's a good look. Look at her. She looks like a superhero. She looks like a full superhero. This is amazing. I love it. I couldn't love it more.
Loading. Okay, there.
You're frozen in time.
I know. I probably look really bad.
No, it's great. Actually, you look like a superhero. You were like really determined. That it was good. It's great.
Maybe I will
determined to. Oh, it's just me.
Myself to.
Hey.
Did that do anything? Katie looks beautiful. Okay.
You're here. I see you.
I'm still freezing right now. I'm going to turn off the live stream. And so I just will see you here. We're just going to.
There you go. You're there.
Okay. Teen Natalie and Travis.
Yes.
They are going hunting again, and Natalie is on Team Taissa. We're not doing this cult thing. I'm not going to do that blessing with the blood tea anymore. No, thank you. And so Travis and her are letting religion split them apart too. Because Travis is on Team.
What was the blessing that they were doing around the stump? Because that's the blessing that he's referring to, I think, right?
Yeah, but she had them drink that tea like she did last episode with her blood put in it, I think.
They show that this episode?
No, well, he said Travis mentions why Natalie didn't drink it. And she was like, no, I didn't take part. I saw that you had it handled. And Travis is like, well, I think this is helping us stay alive. And Natalie is like, it bothers me that we are going out in the freezing cold hunting and Natalie's just making friends with every pine cone and being hippy dippy. And Travis is like, we all have our roles to play if we're going to survive in the winter. And he's like talking Lottie now.
I just don't understand. I thought I misunderstood. I thought he said, why did you miss the blessing? Not why did you not drink the tea? And so I didn't hear the tea line. That was the
blessing. I think it's the same blessing that she did last time.
I thought that she was giving leading the other girls in a blessing. I thought we were seeing something different. That's what I'm talking about. She has like Van and the others, and Travis is sort of off, but he's listening, and they're kind of holding hands. And so I was trying to figure out what that was because it seemed almost like a prayer.
I think she's maybe doing multiple things around the group.
Yeah, she's just the guru. She's literally
Coach
doing
not
what
into
she
it.
Does. Yeah.
Taissa not into it.
Natalie not into it. And
Shauna's just in the meat shed.
In her own world. Yeah. Shauna in the meat shed.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. So then they go off in the wilderness.
They decide to go hunting in separate directions, and only one of them has a gun, which makes total sense. But they're like beefing. They're already. They were because he slept with Jackie when he was high on mushrooms and that whole thing. So they haven't like fully gotten back together. There's like still this rift. So then we find out what Natalie's plan is. She wants Travis to get over Javi. I know he was your brother. Oh, your dad died. I know we lost him because we were high on shrooms, but let it go. And so she is going to stage basically Javi's death. And she steals Javi's pants from his luggage and she rips it up. She cuts her hairy leg because who's shaving in the wilderness? Nobody. We already discussed that last week. Yeah. Coach is not.
Although I do gotta say everybody's eyebrows are looking
good,
like still like they're.
That's okay, but that makes sense because a razor wears out. And you could use that blade for something else, maybe in the wilderness. Tweezers don't really wear out, so they can all be tweezing every day.
You also need the warmth of leg hair and face hair. I say let that grow.
Yeah. Oh, totally let that grow. Good for
caterpillars.
Her.
Get them going.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. So they get rescued and their eyebrows to be like covering their eyes. Like,
yeah. Down to here.
That's fine. Yeah. So they so she cuts her leg, puts the blood on the pants, and says, I found these in a tree. Javi's totally dead. And Travis is really upset.
That's an awful scene. That was it's so gonna backfire on her. I hate watching scenes like that because you know what's about to happen. You know that he's going to find out because Lottie's gonna be right, and Javi is somehow magically alive, or some version of Javi. I don't know, demon Javi, whatever is about to happen. So I'm concerned that this is really gonna. But we know that even though this feels like it's gonna cause a rift between Natalie and Javi, it's really clear that they come together after they're rescued. They spend tons of years together getting high, right? That's reference.
Yes, their relationship is always toxic, I think, and always doomed. And like they just can't catch a break either before the rescue and after the rescue. They're never like in the same place at the same time.
No, but it more seems like they try to like be together after, and I would think that something like this, where she faked his brother's death, might really
So he
be the
doesn't know, you
end.
think? Yeah,
I
so
think
maybe he does.
I don't know how that's gonna play out. I can't see that storyline in my head. If you guys have ideas, I would
Like,
love to hear it.
maybe Javi is in a bunker somewhere, like, being held by people, and he did get bloody, so the bloody pants makes sense. He's
Oh,
naked. Um,
no, I think I just answered my own question. I think what happens is, do you remember how the girls in season 1, it's, when they're going to get the money for the drop, when they're
mhm.
getting drunk in the car together, and it's something in that episode, and they say, "We owe Natalie because she saved our lives," or whatever.
Yes. Yeah,
It's a debt that's repaid because Natalie's gonna save his life too. It's something that she does that's incredibly brave that saves them.
that
So,
makes up
we
for
don't
her
know yet.
faking Javi's death.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's my
So,
that's my because this is gnarly. I feel like
later
this is not cool for her to do that. That's not great.
I mean, her heart was in the right place, maybe
Yeah,
misguided, but she just wanted him to let it go, you know?
and it'd been months. I see where you're
It's
coming
been
from. Yeah,
2
that's true.
months in the freezing cold, so, like
Yeah, yeah,
so
you're right.
they, later Travis really has, like, accepted, Javi's death, and now they
Mhm,
can finally bone, and so they're gonna finally do it. Jackie's dead, that was the one he lost his virginity to, but
mhm.
now he and Natalie are getting back together, but they can't catch a break because he keeps having visions of, like, touching his chest and touching his boner. Oh, we don't know if he gets a boner again, but she's, like, lit up like there's a candle inside of her, and he keeps seeing her as they're having sex, and Natalie does not notice that he keeps having these, like, "Whoa" moments
Well,
while they're having
he's not
sex.
registering that he's seeing her. He's just that's what's happening, right? In his brain? Is that kind of what we're led to believe in that scene? I don't think he's
But he does
registering.
shocked face. He does have face several times.
I think that might be something else, but I'll go back and look at it again.
That might be his the sex face.
I'll go and look at it again, but I'm not sure. But I think that I'm just wondering what this is gonna mean, this sort of tie between because then there's all these scenes where it's like Natalie and then Lottie over the top and then vice versa, and then it's like they're almost layering each other constantly. So to go
Mhm.
along with Mary Payne's theory, maybe Natalie and Lottie are sisters.
Interesting.
They're connected. It could be that.
Interesting.
But it's something because there's that one scene where Lottie's holding Travis in front of the window and she's like cradling his head and then it's immediately replaced by Natalie cradling Travis in the exact same position. Like boom boom. It's
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
I don't know I don't know what that's supposed to be. Is I don't think
Like,
he
Nat
really
I think
likes Lottie. I
I
don't
don't
think
think
he
he
does.
likes Lottie. I think the, erection was, like, because this force went through
Yeah, it had nothing to do
him,
I mean, I ignored
like
it.
an
Yeah.
electrical force kind
Yeah,
of,
it's just a
and so
body
now
reaction.
it's like Lottie's power is and they have this connection, and I'm wondering if she has it with the other girls too, and we're just not seeing it. Like if when she touches them, if they get like flashes or like that's why they're following Lottie so closely because she's doing something. It's a
Maybe.
spiritual erection.
There we go.
Yes,
Okay.
Jake. It's very interesting. Later, like
Yeah.
Lottie again, when they're adults, inserts herself into their relationship. So it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, Katie had do you want me to show that moss photo?
Oh, yeah. I just don't know what's going on with the moss.
Yeah, let me
Obviously,
find the
it's
moss. Oh, the moss is gone. I apologize. I don't know where the moss went.
the moss is
I'm
gone.
sorry, I had the moss.
So the moss inside the cabin is what I'm not understanding, and it's clearly in correlation to that tree with all the live moss around it, and it's not very vibrant in this episode, but in the preview for episode 3, it's incredibly green after the events
Mhm.
at the end. So,
Mhm.
I I think we are being led to believe that the wilderness is like a living, breathing item.
Yeah,
I don't
and
it's just a
Natalie
very
seems to
clear
have
representation of it.
noticed.
Yeah,
Natalie keeps saying that tree with the moss, that weird
that weird yeah,
tree
no,
with
we're
the
being
moss.
pointed it's
So
being pointed to repeatedly, so something is,
maybe Natalie can,
uh
like, feel the moss, like,
no, I don't
the
think
moss.
no, I think it's just that she's observant. I think she's just really smart. And
She
so
is
she's
really
like,
smart.
this is, but I'm mad at Travis for not letting them linger on it longer. I'm still
Oh,
mad
that was
about that.
ridiculous. Yeah.
You need to stay and investigate. Stop it.
Yeah.
What if
Yeah.
Javi is the
That's
moss? It's like a little
if
face.
Javi is the moss, you just blew it off and you decided to go like with no gun instead of I thought you cared about your brother. You really let him down twice by not cutting up that moss and like hugging it because it's him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Javi's the moss is a great thing. So teen Shauna, this is the big one. So she is talking to Ghost Jackie. And the weird thing is that Ghost Jackie is clearly a figment of her imagination, yet
Mhm.
she feels like she can lie to Jackie, even though Ghost Jackie knows everything that she has done. She knows you went Mike Tyson and ate her ear because she is you, but she's still she's not. I don't know why I'm trying to understand the mind of an unwell person.
Yeah, she's
But so the other girls are getting annoyed with Shauna because she spends so much time in the meat shed. She's taking forever, and they even want to eat her shit, the measly dinner that they have and she's 7 months pregnant.
yeah.
They're not nice. These are
They're
mean girls.
starving.
They are
They're
starving.
starving.
But she has a baby inside of her.
They're starving. I think that survival at some point just comes in and you're just, this is what we're gonna do.
Kiss comment.
But moss can be used to stop up cracks in cabins. Oh. Do
And
you think
that
anybody
might
knew
be
that though? Do you think anybody knew that the moss was gonna do that? Do
it
you think that
depends.
you think they packed it on purpose?
I've seen them do it on like those wilderness or homestead shows where they're like do homestead. But I don't know
Homestead?
if
Like on a
it's
prairie? Homesteaders?
yeah, homestead
Panning
a
for
new
gold?
thing. It's you're self-contained and you have a farm or a barn or land and you are like self and you have solar
Are
and you
you
have your
are
own water and you grow your own food and that's homesteading. So that's the new trend that people are doing. And there's this show where this guy with a beard and his daughter, who are homestead experts, go and it's like bar rescue, but they help the homesteaders homestead better.
Yeah, he has to have
Coach
a
might have
beard.
known.
He has to
Coach
have a
might have.
beard to do
He
that.
has a glorious beard.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
has to. He can't.
And
Yeah.
he's like real. He's really kind,
Does he wear
but
plaid shirts?
strong. Plaid shirts,
Yeah.
and they go and they help them build trenches to get their water in. They help them scare off
That's
the
cool.
bears if there are bears. They help them patch up their walls if it's very home. Yeah,
I'm curious. Okay.
it's good.
All
Okay,
right.
so Shauna is braiding Ghost Jackie's hair and putting makeup on her from a caboodle. I was super caboodle still. I wish it was in better shape because I feel like I could sell it on eBay or something. So she does a terrible job of Jackie's makeup. This is what it would look like if I did a makeup tutorial on YouTube. Katie could do so much.
This is a little bit like best little WHORE house in Texas. It's a little bit like saloon girl gal with the like the garage door blue eyeshadow where you just like that, like maybe with your hand like this,
just
or with your like just a thumb.
Yeah.
And then
But when I was in high school or middle school, someone taught me how to do you go pink here, yellow in the crease, blue on top. It's like a rainbow.
Somebody was messing with you, but that's it's cool. But also that
was
the red
so cool.
lips too, that's just, and it also makes sense because her body is number one decomposing and it's freezing. So there's no heat of your face. There's no heat anywhere on her face. And probably Shauna's doing this with weird gloves. Does she have gloves or is she just using her? I don't know.
Hands, I don't know.
But it would be so shocking to go in. This is more shocking to see than just a partially decomposed body. Like that would be shocking enough, but then you go in and see the Joker's girlfriend. That's upsetting.
Yeah, no, totally. And her hair is all burnt, ear that's missing, and she's like posed like a doll. It's not a good look for Shauna. So Shauna and Jackie have this conversation, Ghost Jackie, and Ghost Jackie says so she takes a knife, she cuts a strip of her arm, like the skin, like she's gonna skin, her own arm skin. And then it turns out it was Shauna doing it, obviously, because Ghost Jackie is not real. Shauna cut Popsicle Jackie's arm to eat it. So Taissa is fed up. She goes into the shed and she finds Popsicle Jackie covered in clown makeup and posed like a doll, and her hair is braided. And Taissa immediately runs and tells the entire group, which is not nice. She could have had a private conversation with Shauna. No. So so she goes and tells everyone, and Coach Ben goes, holy Christ. And I'm like, Coach Ben, you've lost control of this group. I know that you're suddenly upset, but you have not been active participant in like many months. So no wonder she is lost. She's gone.
Yeah.
So Taissa blames Lottie for encouraging. She thinks Lottie and Shauna is team Lottie. And like Lottie keeps saying, let her grieve. Let her braid her hair. It's fine. So Taissa is like, we have to get rid of the body. It's not good for Shauna. It's not good for a baby. We're going to burn the body. And there is like a little scene where Akilah and Mari get some lines because they want to take it, and which makes total sense. And Shauna's like, no, she gets to keep her jacket. We're burning a perfectly good jacket in the wintertime. So, but at least Akilah and Mari got some lines. Good for them. I'm so proud whenever they do.
Also, Akilah is new Akilah. This is not old Akilah.
What do you mean?
That she was recast? Akilah was recast.
What?
Yes, Akilah was recast between season 1 and season 2.
Why?
But is doing like the same exact voice. I don't know. I believe she's one of the characters that was recast. There were a couple. And then
the same.
What?
Mari is definitely the same.
Yeah, Mari's the same.
And those 3 new girls, Crystal.
Mari's definitely Mari's gonna die, right?
Mari's not.
We're all pretty sure that Mari
1000%.
is, and definitely sure about Crystal. Crystal 100% is not long.
Crystal,
the musical theater friend of Misty's.
Yeah. No, that she's not long for this world.
It's not. It's not.
She needs to sing her farewell. Broadway debut is over. So Lottie sees that Jackie's arm is cut, so she kind of knows what Shauna's been doing, and then so
that was
like
good.
she gives her like
I like
look,
that.
like I know,
yeah,
someone knows that Shauna has already been like maybe eating. No one notices the ear though, so they don't talk about the ear because she braided it.
But would you notice if an ear was missing? I'd be like, it fell off. It fell off. I mean, the body is decomposing. I don't even know if I'd think that if I saw the arm. I would be like, oh, she was trying to do something happened with the body and it got sliced. I would feel.
It wasn't. She was going to eat it.
I would not go jump to that.
Yeah,
but maybe Lottie does. So I don't know. Oh, boy.
So Lottie gives Shauna Jackie's necklace back. So that's big because
so necklace tracking. We need to do a necklace tracking on the board here. Like
I actually do have a photo of the necklace somewhere.
I do as well. Maybe we could do breaking news.
I can't see it.
Tracking the necklace in the frozen northern Canada, northwestern Canada mountains. There's we have necklace watch moving from frozen Popsicle Jackie to Shauna's neck. So
this brings us to the girl in the pit from the very first scene of the show. She was wearing the necklace. Now, it's obviously not Shauna.
Well,
who is now in the necklace.
It's the person we're meeting now, resurrected Shauna. It is Easter.
But Shauna's alive in the she died. Okay, that's interesting. So the theories that the theories that I have heard are that is the baby that is still in the woods. That's Shauna's baby, and that's why they have the necklace. The second theory I've heard
that it's, but then that would mean that when we're seeing the pit scene is in a completely different timeline. So
it's in the future.
It is actually in the future when they go back. So when we're seeing them all kind of in the headdress and everything, that's actually now, not
you're right. That it doesn't make sense because we see them when they're doing it with the girl pit. So it would have to be in the 90s. So it can't be the baby.
No, why
It
not?
doesn't make sense.
We don't see them.
No, we do. We see Misty take off her thing.
We do see Misty, but what
It's
if it's a
young
red
Misty.
herring? And they have several times they utilize the pit.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know. Yeah, it makes more sense for it to be someone then. I don't think it's one of our mains. It can't be unless they just don't die.
Well, can I tell you the other theory that I read that you're going to hate?
I probably read it. What is it? I probably read it on Reddit. What is it?
I think that's why they call it that. Maybe. So the theory is that someone in the present tense kidnaps Callie, takes her into the wilderness to do this ceremony. And that scene was happening in the present, and it's Callie. But again, it doesn't really make sense because we're seeing the young girls doing the ceremony. But people like to.
People are saying that because people don't like Callie. That's why people are saying that.
In a pit.
But you shouldn't dislike her enough to have her meet this violent end. That should not be what.
I am more concerned, like, it will give her more of a storyline, and then we would have to see more of her if she's being kidnapped, you know?
Sorry, we're gonna try to be nice about.
No, everyone hates her. It's
that. Callie is rough.
It's fine. Yes. They put Popsicle Jackie on the wood pile, and I right away guessed they're going to smell the meat. It's going to smell so good. They're not going to be able to resist it. And Shauna,
I didn't, because I was
right away, I wrote it down.
Rotting, decomposed, mixed with fire sounds not like a scent that would be appetizing.
Yeah, but if you're so hungry, but if you're so starving.
Well, I think I don't know. We'll get to it.
I've even walked by meat and I've been hungry and I've been like, that actually smells good.
What kind of meat was it?
I don't know.
Did you identify it? Oh, okay.
No, I don't know meats, but it smelled good. It was probably like a barbecue type thing. So, which this kind of is.
This is fully a barbecue.
It is a technical. I'm not an expert. I did have to Google some cooking terms later because I couldn't get the word in my head. Smoked was the word I think I was looking for, but I couldn't get there. Guys, I'm really dumb when it comes to meat. So Shauna says goodbye. She's like, goodbye, Jackie. I won't talk to Ghost Jackie anymore. That's over. Travis comes and puts hot fake bloody his like go moment. So then they light Jackie fire, like the bottom of the wood pile that she's on.
We're talking about this scene now? Okay.
So they all go in, they all just leave and go into the cabin.
Yeah, because who wants to watch that?
But
that
you're
tracks
leaving
for me.
Jackie alone again in the snow.
Yes, you are.
Symbolically.
It's freezing. They've mentioned 45 times this episode how cold it is. I think that it makes sense to just be like, we've given her a send off. Shauna gives that really emotional speech that's sweet. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Like, she gives final words. You don't need to stay. You're good. Go inside.
It's not like you want to wait until they've like fully lowered the body.
You know what? And that would have been a really good moment for Coach Scott, Coach Ben, whatever, to like rally everyone and be like, we've done the best we can for her, girls. Let's go inside. Why don't we ever see anything like that from him? There's a few moments when he could be really effective, and it's frustrating.
But there's a point in last season where he just gave up, and the girls are in charge now.
Which is really weird because
Lottie's in charge.
He said in the interview with the cast that I sent you, he says very clearly the reason the episode ends the way it does is because he realizes things are out of his control. That this is the point when he realizes. And I'm like, no, man, it's been a minute. Is Jake in the chat?
It's in the chat.
Is Jake here? Jake, can you weigh in on when you would? No.
Mary Payne says, Coach gave up. He's pooping in buckets.
That's
So
right.
in the chat, they've decided that it was Coach Ben because it's too hard for him to like go out with his crutches into the woods to poop. So
Oh, okay,
then,
that would
okay,
actually make the most sense. I'm just curious of times when people think that Coach Ben, like, did he give up? Because I feel like he never had it. I feel like he never had control all of season 1. At no
he
point.
tried, like, he would be like, Javi, buddy, if you're going to have sex, use these condoms. I'm like
Oh, yeah,
you
and
know,
he did do the gun thing. He,
and he
like,
taught the gun
tried
thing.
to
But then, like, Laura Lee wanted to fly the plane, and he said, no, you can't do that. That's crazy. And she
and
said,
she's like,
you
"I'm
can't
doing it
stop me,
anyways."
coach.
And he
And
kinda
and
can't.
even Laura Lee, who's like a kiss up and like do good, she was
Yeah.
like, no, coach, you can't. What are you
This is my destiny.
going to do?
Oh, we're gonna get to Laura
Yeah, you
Lee.
can't
This is
stop.
fun. Alright, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So what happens? So they're burning Jackie and it's fine. But then we for sure get a mystical force in the woods, which is like wondering what it is.
It
And
was the
it's
woods
like
themselves.
it's themselves, it was a woods whooshing woods. And
A
so it's
whooshing of
like
the woods.
it's like on Lost when they had that smoke monster that you would see its point of view kind of moving through the island. And so again,
We
they're
can't talk
borrowing
about
from
Lost.
Lost, I feel like.
We can't because 'cause I'm gonna start
So
laughing about Walt.
Ostwald. Yeah. So it's like in the trees, and then it makes the snow fall on Jackie's body.
It's just my face. Oh, where'd she go? Oh, she's gone. Hi, everybody. This is your PSA from Katie. I'm gonna talk about the cannibalism scene, which is very apropos because,
Sorry, did
there
I?
she is. Oh, no, that's great. I was
I'm
just gonna
so
talk about the
sorry.
cannibalism scene by myself as penance
Yeah.
for not believing that it was gonna happen. That's basically that was, like, my just desserts for
Yeah.
being a moron. That's what
Yeah.
has to happen now.
If we were making bingo cards,
We are
it would
not.
be like when Lost is like the full like Lost ripoff. We would do it that way.
No, I
So
feel like I have to step in now because we've only done this 3 times, and in 2 of these times, you've now mentioned bingo cards, which I feel like you have told me many, many times how much work they are for you, so I'm giving it a firm no. I'm being what Coach Ben needs to do, and I'm
if
stepping in and
anyone
saying, "Nay."
wants to do
No, we don't need them.
themselves, feel free, but I'm not gonna
There we
do
go.
it.
Alright,
I'm gonna let that rest.
I'm gonna step
So
out.
what happens is I think this snow is encasing the body like a tomb. This part gets dampened a little, so it's not a full fire
No,
anymore.
it's
It's
just Kimberly, it's basically baking it.
smoking.
This is baking, you know about cooking.
No,
It's
I
like
don't think it's
it's
baking.
slow
I think
roasting. It's when you
I
put a
think it's a
chicken in the
smoker.
oven and it's like yeah, or it's smoking it, yeah.
I think it's a smoker is what's happening.
It's like one of those egg things, yeah. So it's basically making and those things make meat really, really tender, like, that's what happens
What
to meat.
egg thing do you mean?
It's like an egg smoker. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's shaped like a big green egg. You know what I'm talking about? Is anyone in the chat? I can't see the chat. I don't know why I'm looking like I can't see.
Why
I'm hoping
can't you
people know
see
what
the
I'm talking
chat?
about.
You can't click on comments.
I'm in the other
Comments
studio.
on the right.
I didn't click that button, so let's just move on.
Can you
Now I
click
can
it?
see them.
Now
Yeah,
you can
people
see 'em?
know. Okay, here
Okay,
we go.
someone knows big green egg. Oh, people know the big green egg. Okay.
Yeah, I've just seen them. I don't and so
Yeah.
I think that I feel like I mean, it's very smart because it's a way to be like, this is why all of a sudden this was appetizing because it is, I guess, the most maybe but there's no seasoning. It's not like the
No,
reason
but
that
they're
things
so
smell good in
starving.
that is right.
Is like
Generally,
the skin, maybe that smells good. I don't know.
I don't know, maybe it's the makeup.
They
Maybe
they
there's
call it
parabens and sulfates in the makeup. Just
they
kidding, I
I
don't know.
know I read an article that the cast called it Jackie Luau. It's like when you like smoke a
They
pig in
called
a
it
luau.
Jackie fruit because
Well,
the
then
body was
when they
jackfruit.
start eating. So,
Yeah,
yeah, so first they're not gonna eat it. They're just smelling and they're all waking up and like walking out like zombies.
right.
God, what's that smell? And then
Yeah.
like their even coach gets off his lazy butt and like walks over with his crutch. And Shauna rubs her pregnant belly and she says she wants to. First of all, you didn't even want them to take her jacket off, but you're fine with eating her. Secondly, who is she? Is she Jackie? Is she the baby? Or is she the woods themselves?
Jackie.
Who is she them to? But she rubs her belly.
Jackie. It's Jackie.
Okay,
It's
and I
like
agree
she
that
wants
Jackie
us
would want
to.
them to. We both
Like
agreed.
every person
Eat
would.
your friend.
Please,
Go
God,
for it. We
if
want you to
you are
survive.
in this situation,
It's
and
not that
you
big of a
need
deal,
to do
guys.
this to survive. I'm telling you to do it and then go to therapy after, because this is going to be rough. Like,
Yeah. No,
it's
you're
gonna be
gonna
hard
have a
for
lot
you.
of PTSD, but like that can be worked on. But you being starved to death cannot be worked on.
No, and you can
Yeah.
go on to do great things with the rest of your life. But if I'm already gone, bye. We're
Eat
done.
me.
Yeah, we're done.
So what happens in this scene is very interesting. They keep cutting back to
The
them.
Bacchanal.
Yes.
Yeah.
So which is Roman god of wine, fertility, festivity, ecstasy, and theater, which is way too much work. Like if I'm
It
a
is
god, give me one thing to focus on. I don't
It
want
is
all that multitasking.
also the buffet at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas.
It's totally
It
like
is.
so
I think
they're
I've been to it
dressed
once,
as
and
like
I was
Romans. Like
it was smart. Yeah.
yeah. So they're dressed like Romans,
No,
and the spread clearly
they're
not
dressed like Greek gods. They're
Greek
all
gods,
dressed in togas. They all
but
have really elaborate hair stuff.
Bacchus is a Roman god. So I was like, I guess I'm wrong about the Greek part, but it felt Greek to me. It's all Greek
I
to
don't
me.
know.
So see what I did there? But
It was right.
they have a full spread, not just the big Henry VIII turkey legs, but they also have fruit and things like it, and it's definitely
a
not
feast.
winter. It is
It's a
like
full feast.
spring, and they have everything, and they have wine. So like it's in their imagination, right? Not something for they're imagining themselves at this banquet, and they're hesitant to eat, just like they're hesitant to eat Jackie. But Shauna starts it again, and she takes the strawberry and she eats it, and then everyone's like, "Let's go to town!" And it's like shoving fistfuls of food
I feel
in
like
their
it's
hands.
slow. I feel like it's a little slower than that. It's Shauna starts, and then everybody has a tentative first few bites, and then it becomes
doing
like
this?
sort of like gluttonous, more gluttony than anything else.
Yeah.
Of like, and they're flashing back and forth between the two. I was wondering when this scene would happen, because again, I have all the previews memorized, and this is flashed in one of the previews for season 2. The Bacchanal,
feast.
the feast portion.
Mhm.
So, and then you also do see like the juices and everything. I felt like also we are supposed to see this as a little wolf packy, because the way that they have them centered around the body in that scene, and they sort of show Coach Ben in the forefront at this one point, and all of them back like animals that are like all
feral.
around
They are
like a
feral.
trough. Does that make
feral
sense?
pack that has
Yeah.
some prey, and they are in their zone where they're imagining this feast thing, and they're spilling wine on themselves, and that's when Coach is like fully lost it. They belong to the wilderness now. They are a wolf pack. They
are the woods themselves.
They are the woods. They're gonna eat me at some point.
Sorry, if you don't get that joke, we have to apologize. It's
from
gonna come
EP2,
up.
and we love it. So
it's from Evil Dead 2. If Kimberly cut out on you just now, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So I don't know what happens to her clothes when they're burning here. People are very into the technicality of they're burning Jackie with her clothes. I feel like the clothes would just go ashy and disintegrate.
Are people in the comments saying that?
Yeah.
Oh no, oh yeah. Especially because she has a leather Letterman's jacket on, so it feels like that might.
I don't know what happened.
They would have been burned onto her.
Or they would melt to her skin. No, that's gross. Like if they're plastic, they have like acrylic clothes.
Megan in the chat is also saying, do we think Lottie is Dionysus? There is a whole sort of this as Greek mythology. There is a thread in Reddit that is very interesting. Somebody goes into extreme detail on it, and it's based on one of the pictures that Sammy drew. If you remember from season 1 in his window, there's a picture that says Setu or Situ I think it's CETU. You can look that up, and it's about this god that has 6 daughters. And if you remember the antler queen pose, there's antler queen in the middle, 3 people on either side. So if it is some sort of analogy, it might be that. I don't know how purposeful they're being with little things, but I think pretty purposeful.
I think
So
they are. So it's
that's
either Dionysus or Bacchus, who is like the Roman
Yeah.
god. So it's one of those, probably.
And we might be flipping through a bunch of different myths, right? We might be going through different, and I've got a bunch of theories here to deal with Lottie in a second. So
Great.
we'll see. Yeah.
So Coach Ben is like, they're heathens, they're done, and he closes the door, and it's like puts another divide between Coach and them. And
that was a fantastic episode. Just close the door.
Yeah.
That was
good. But that door is not going to keep them away. And there is this scene in the preview that they keep showing where they're all running with like hatchets and axes in the snow, and they're chasing something. Like, is that Coach Ben? Like, they are gonna turn on Coach Ben. I know it. Like, to me, it couldn't be more clear. I just don't know how they're gonna do it. So
I'm also wondering if Coach Ben at some point tries to strike out on his own, like takes a bunch of supplies, and maybe that's if they are chasing him.
I don't mean to be ableist, but it would be hard.
I think maybe he tries to make it to the plane. If I had to guess, I think he leaves and goes, to a different kind of protection and takes a bunch of, I don't know, but maybe he tries to hide. I don't, let's see what happens after this. Oh, Kimberly.
Also, I painted my nails heliotrope. Well,
why do we see your Burt's Bees lips? Oh, yes.
I was doing an influencer. We love to do the influencer. This is my lip stuff.
I don't have an item.
Okay, so now we're moving to adult people. We're gonna let's
go. Let's get to it. Okay. Oh my gosh, look at us.
It's fine though. People said in the comments they like when we go long. They are fine with it. So or at least people said that last time. Tell us if that's true. So adult Taissa, she's like ODing on coffee because she's scared to fall asleep because she now has Steve the dog and she does dangerous things, and that it causes have that much caffeine, but it will keep Steve the dog alive.
Oh, I don't think it has anything to do with Steve the dog. The reason she's pounding caffeine.
She could hurt anybody. Simone.
Yeah.
I think
it freaks her out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think she doesn't like what she sees if she's having lucid dreams, which is what happened with her and Van earlier. So, So did you put that comment up there? Are you tooting your own horn?
Telling you what people are saying.
Oh, brother. All right.
So there is this scene where Sammy comes over to see his mom, Taissa, and to Steve the dog.
And he's way too friendly. It's the nicest we've ever seen Sammy. Sammy is not that pleasant. Sammy comes in, he's like, "Hi, Mom, I love you the most."
And I'm an idiot.
Mom,
I'm an idiot.
A sandwich? It's over the top for Sammy.
I was like, not noticed. Wow, he's really smiley. He must really like just being with Simone, or like he's so happy to see the dog. This is weird. He doesn't look creepy. What's happening? And I still didn't put it together that it was
creepy. Girl.
Well, it's creepy in the movie, the Smile movie. Like with the trailers for that movie. Smile.
This is either you're taking a school portrait where you have to do that's one where you don't. There's no smile in the eyes. It's just the mouth. Or it's I'm gonna kill you, Mom. This is it. This is for the other dog. What was the other dog's name? Chester? Murphy?
Biscuit.
Yeah.
Unsure. So it was something with food. So I am dumb because I didn't realize. Taissa doesn't realize. Wow, my child just seems less creepy. So she calls Simone, and Simone is pissed that he snuck over there. And when Simone
stop. I want to talk about something really quick with Simone. Does anybody have a guess what Simone does for a living? We're not really told what she does, and she seems to be at some sort of, I'm not gonna say internet cafe because people are gonna make fun of me. She's
It
at
it does seem like an internet
It
cafe
did
though, or
kind of
just a
seem like some sort of European
like a
internet
Starbucks.
cafe, like in Brussels,
Yeah,
maybe. She's, like, at this
yeah,
outdoor patio place working on her computer. I don't remember if I saw a drink around
yeah.
her, but they purposely fog whatever's on her computer, and I was irritated. That's a clue.
Interesting.
I am the citizen detective, and I need to know what she's working on because we just don't know anything about her.
I don't believe she's a stay-at-home mom because of this scene where we see her for sure working on something. It seemed working,
Kind of,
right?
except if you're working on a laptop, how often are you working on 2 tiny little windows at the bottom of the screen? I don't know. I'm nitpicking it,
She's
but I
writing
just
a
I wanted
screenplay,
to know.
and it's about a woman who
Oh, yeah, whose wife goes
sleepwalks,
heads.
and she has to do weird
Thank you,
internet
Mary
research,
Page.
and she always puts 4-spec script.
Mary Page says, "Simone is a business lady doing business things."
Yeah.
She is.
Or look at this one. I thought she was researching divorce attorneys.
Yeah,
That
there we
makes
go.
sense too.
Nailed it.
That
Alright.
yeah. Okay. They comes to pick up Sammy and Taissa is asleep. So right away you're like, this is so bad. And I'm glad for calling Sammy creepy so many times because because I think he's creepy, I don't want him to die.
Mhm.
And his window's open. They can't find Sammy. Don't know where he is. Also, Steve the dog. They don't seem to care, but Steve the dog is gone.
No,
So
he's
their
not.
drive,
He's
he is once she falls asleep. Right? Am I right or am I wrong?
I was not tracking the dog as carefully, I'm just not. I know you're tracking the
Right.
dog enough for both of us, so I'm not.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
anybody think that he had anything to do with Toto? That's a terrible theory. I should put it on Reddit and see if anyone likes it. I don't exactly know
Toto
how
was
Reddit works,
some
but
I had got lots of messages saying that Toto was not a Yorkie. He was some sort of like terrier. I can't remember
oh,
what
so I
people
was
said,
wrong
but
about
a
that
lot of
too?
people corrected me on that.
Oh,
A lot
they
of
shouldn't have
people were like,
corrected
nope,
you, it
not
was
a
me. You didn't say it.
they it's all gets to me. So
He's a
look at
different kind of terrier, but he is a terrier?
like a
Is Steve the dog real? Good.
Steve the dog might be a ghost that only family can see. Like only Sammy and Taissa and Simone. No, because
Ghost
the
dog.
lady
Wasn't there a ghost
at
dad
the
who
lady
later
at
went to
the
prison? Sorry, go
um
ahead.
rescue place seemed to
Mhm.
be real. She was a fan of Taissa, so she was real. So they think Steve is a god, the dog god, some sort
Did
of
anybody
dog
look up the
god.
origin of the name Steve?
Yeah, like what are they calling him Steve? You okay? It's
Karen
a
Terrier. Thank
Karen
you,
Karen
Karen.
Terrier.
Oh, Karen Terrier from Best in Show. God
I
loves
love
a
a
terrier.
terrier.
Yes,
So
he does. If you haven't seen Best in Show,
you
get on
have
it.
to leave us
Yeah.
now and go do
Go
that.
watch Best in Show and
So
then come back. We'll still be here probably if we don't keep
okay,
going. So
so
yeah,
then
press on.
this scene is very important. So Simone and Thais driving around looking Sam again, not Steve. And the school calls, furious. Sammy's here in my office. Can you come pick him up? It's been 2 hours. And they're like, what? He must have come home and then gone back. And
Right.
the person on the phone is so bisky. And she's like, he's been here the whole time. We are boarding school. He's been here for 2 hours. Why didn't you call her? You're just calling now and it's been 2 hours?
I think that I would be pretty irritated if I was a school teacher or administrator and my day ended sharply at 2:50 and I've been
Yeah,
waiting for you to come get your son and hesitant to call because one of his moms is a newly elected state
that's
senator.
true. No, that's
So
a good
notice
point.
she didn't call Ty. She called
Mhm.
Simone.
Well,
So,
I think that's because Simone might have put in
oh, a
Taissa
thing that
is
yeah, yeah.
going through something. Please do not contact me all the time. So, anyways, also, so she just is
Huh.
so cranky, and they're like, "I'm so sorry." They're very scared of this cranky lady on the phone. We'll
Mhm.
come get him. So Simone says, "Taissa, you imagined that Sammy was there. You have problems. You need help. And Taissa's looking at her in the car driving, watching the road, and she's looking at her with those red eyes. And then they're hit by a truck, and the truck hits right where Simone is, which is Katie called that last week. So that I think it totally makes up for the cannibal thing, because you were like, Simone, you endanger girl.
I
Something's
did.
going on. I fully did. Did Taissa do this on purpose, like mentally kind of run through that red light, or was it an accident? Or because the fight they're
Was it an
having,
accident?
it was an accident, right? Or
It's
was it a mystical force
it's
that
technically a
Taissa
car
caused?
accident, but it's also 100% caused by Tai. It's her.
So
She's
she like
doing that.
move it or manifest things now.
One of something like that. She's either manifesting this or oh, I wanna say manifesting it because it was clear from what we're being shown is that she's just looking straight at Simone and doesn't see it, so it would be just an accident, but it's
And
like
I did
something she
notice
wanted to happen, so
the lights when you see after the car accident, the truck that hit them had the green. And that
So she just
it was
ran a red
fully
light.
she ran a red light, unless there was this weird episode of SV, this guy pretending to be a paramedic, and he would cause car crashes by he had this switch that would make both lights green. So he kept causing cars, and then pretended to be a paramedic, and then it was bad. But that's what I keep going with. Like, can Thais, or can she like move a vehicle? Like, I don't, or was it she just foresaw that it was going to happen?
I
And
think we're not
she,
supposed to know yet.
yeah,
I'm not sure.
yeah.
I don't know.
So is Simone dead? But we don't think so, because there's a preview next week that she's in the hospital. Scott?
I think she's gonna be in
She
a
in danger.
coma. I think she's in a coma. I don't think
Yeah, I
we're
think
gonna
so
see
too.
this character much.
Much. But
But I'm wondering what
Taissa gonna
happens to
like pull the
Sammy.
plug? Like do that thing where they like go boop when they're at the hospital, you know?
Yeah, I'm wondering if there might be some shenanigans, like a pillow or some
Because
I wonder.
she
Maybe, but I'm
wants
more curious about
Sammy.
how she's gonna handle Sammy now. Is Sammy gonna become a more important player because he has to be with Tai now?
Right. He should
I
not
don't
be
know.
with Tai.
Yeah, let's find out. I don't know.
So, okay, adult Shauna.
I'm so sorry. I have to go back really quick to
Yeah,
the
go for
to
it.
the um to the feast. It's
Yes.
really important that we talk about the song that was used, which is from OK Computer, which I've been wondering if they were gonna do it, from Radiohead, which was like a huge album. Did you have it, Kimberly? I mean,
No, I wasn't that cool.
it's one of the only
I'm
albums like that
not
I
listening to Radiohead like when I
personally
met you, because I wanted to
Oh,
be cool.
sorry,
I'm not
you're
cool.
glitching a little bit. Oh,
Sorry, I'm not cool. I didn't have Radiohead. I'm not cool enough.
oh, stop it. It's not a cool thing. But it's one of the few albums I can listen to from beginning to end. Like, I really think that's a great album, but this song is like one of my favorites. And I was so excited when I heard the first notes, and I thought it was perfection to use in this
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
Did you
No,
like the song? It seems like a
it's
song you would
great.
like.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
So
So
I just was very excited because there were a few really good songs this episode. I would like to also take this opportunity that if the sound designer is in the chat,
we want to interview
would you like an intern?
you?
Do you need an intern?
Yeah.
It's my dream
Yeah.
job. It's amazing.
It's brilliant. It's such a brilliant
so
combo.
it's really, really
It's
great.
great.
And it's specifically good. It was really good in season 1, but I'm just loving season 2 so far. We got Tori
Mhm.
Amos. We got a massive attack this episode. I'm
Mhm.
really happy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really good. Mhm.
Adult Shauna is dealing with. Hang on. Sorry. Oh, that was going to be so dramatic if that worked. That's sad. Nope, it's still not working. Hang on.
It was gonna be so
Here we go.
dramatic if what?
She's dealing with angsty Callie.
You used one of our screenshots on this when I specifically texted you and said, "Throw all of the pictures of Callie in the
I
garbage"?
figured out how to delete after, so I could in some more. They give you a limit. And I was like, do I use one of them on Callie? She's kind of expendable, but I want to show her being super angsty. And then Katie texts me. She's like, don't use one of the 10 on Callie. Trash. It's pretty funny. So, but look how angsty she is. And she's vaping in this scene. Oh my God.
I mean, we get her character already.
She honestly is me when I was a teen, and that's why
But can anybody give us, like, why are we seeing so much of Callie? I want a really, really good reason for why we see. Oh, they do?
That's good
Yeah,
to know.
it's really good.
They have an official Spotify
really
playlist. That's very good.
It's also caused me to buy a few things, which is surprising. I mean, I like it
No,
that
that's what
much
happens,
where
though.
yeah,
You know,
like buy a few songs.
Sometimes they'll use, like on Stranger Things, they use that, like, running up that hill, whatever, and then it becomes really popular. Or like Wayne's World used Bohemian Rhapsody like years after it came out, and it went to the top of the charts. So, like, that's good. I like when they do that. So
sorry, and I do agree that the Florence and the Machine, Just a Girl, was really good.
It's great.
That was really good.
Video online of them all lip syncing, all the cast out of character, just being themselves and being goofy and lip syncing to that song.
Was Gwen Stefani mad? Because it's such a cool version of it. I mean, I guess it's Gwen did what Gwen did, but
like maybe
it's just different, and I love that when they do this. You know, we've talked about this when they do the other versions. Yeah, it makes me happy.
I love when they slow down pop songs and make them really dramatic. Like Grey's Anatomy used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
So okay, so Callie's dealing with her mother. Yeah, Callie's dealing with a mother who wants to take her to the mall, and we all feel so bad for her. But also I can.
I just think
angsty. I really has nothing to complain about. She's annoying,
but she doesn't want to go to the mall. That's all.
No, and I get that. When
did she get asked?
She's also like, my parents don't even know that I exist because they're so busy with their own. Shauna walking in and saying, "Hey, let's have a girls' day. Your dad is working. Let's do something together." And you just said your parents don't pay attention to you. She's trying.
Can we just not talk about any of this unless it has to do with the story? Because I feel like I'm going to be really rude. Like, I really don't. I feel so bad, but well, not really, because I just do not care about this storyline until it gets to the point where she's getting Shauna in trouble, which might be the next episode. But this full big scenes of this Callie doing this acting out is it's really hard it's just not fun to watch. The rest of the show is just so like interesting and you're trying to like figure stuff out. But this, it's like, and
so, okay, we're going to breeze through it. Kevin Tan, who maybe saw Shauna at the reunion, is the only thing I can think of, because they act like
shows up and
it hasn't been 25 years.
Yeah.
And Kevin Tan, who dated Natalie. We have found text between you and Adam, who is missing, but they don't seem to know what the texts are. They like have the record that there are texts, but they don't know that they were sexts or being in a relationship. And that was very.
What do you mean? Sorry, you're glitching a little bit. I understand. Like, I think that they can't read them yet. I don't think they have a warrant for the actual content of the text. I think that they have phone records. So they can see what numbers have been called. I don't know if they have access to the cloud or however that works.
Right.
Don't quote me on any of this. I could be completely wrong.
I mean, they got rid of
how it works. Does that feel wrong?
Like they got rid of his phone for sure. The actual phone, but they might be in the cloud. Yeah.
Who got the phone?
So
no.
I think
Shauna got the phone. She says, get rid of the SIM card. But we never see Shauna do that.
Well, she got rid of everything else. She got rid of the license.
They did get rid of the phone. Jill in the chat saying,
I don't think we saw it, but I'm just assuming she did because rid of the license.
I don't assume Shauna got rid of anything, because the fact that stuff was still in her safe, Shauna.
Right. But then she burned it all. Like, she did burn it. So why would she leave the phone? If she's making something sentimental and bringing it, I feel like she would the phone. Like, the phone is not sentimental, but the photo of him or the drawing that he did of her, that's sentimental. Like that she would keep, but she burned that.
Yeah.
So I feel like she is done.
Yeah.
We don't know for sure. So, anyways, Shauna says it was just about the accident. And just as she's about to get questioned more, Callie comes in, rescues her, and is like, hey, aren't we going to the mall? That's the only good thing Callie's ever done. It doesn't make up for anything else, how angsty she is.
So we're
But
just supposed
she
to
at
know by
least
this
tried.
scene that Kevin is onto her. We don't find anything else out. It's in a scene that lets us know that
Yeah.
Kevin is onto her. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then is the
And
next
then
scene with
they
Callie at the bar?
no, they're in the kitchen talking, and Shauna is doing this thing with the meat that was very strange, and people are asking about it.
What was she doing?
It's like a pile of meat, like maybe a patty of some sort, and she keeps using a spatula to like affect the sides. It's one patty, and she just keeps doing it like over and over again. And Shauna with meat is like very symbolic because she's always the butcher and but I didn't know what she was doing.
Is it like a mindless thing where she just keeps doing the same action because she's stressed because
Possibly.
he was still there, and so he was
Possibly.
just there, and so she's just okay, did people think it meant more than that? That seems
I
like it
don't
would
know.
just be okay, interesting.
So
Alright.
then we cut to the bar. Callie clearly has a fake ID, even though she's 16. She flirts with, to me, the one of the creepiest guys ever. Like he creeps me out on that show, Search Party. Find him
I don't
a
know
little
that show.
creepy.
I just have never seen
Um,
him before. I just don't know.
he
What
has
show
a
was
mustache and a jean jacket. It's with Maybe from Arrested Development. She's the star
and it's a drama?
of it. It's a black comedy
Okay, Search Party. Alright.
/ Search
So
Party.
he's just
The
there strictly to
person
get
great.
information from her about
Well, yes,
Shauna.
they talk, and she says, "My mom's cheating on my dad, and I'm a senior at Rutgers." Turns out, obviously, the cop, which that was from the preview. We see him interrogating Shauna later,
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
know he's a cop. And then he comes, and Tan is his partner, and he's like, "You're a loose cannon. You're gonna ruin this whole thing." And like, don't go undercover. And I know you have a cop mustache, but it's not okay. And
Is this
so
the first time we've seen him? Sorry, I think I just assume everyone knows who he is because he's in the preview. Okay, this is the first time
that
that
was
we see.
the first time. So the viewers would not know if they hadn't watched the preview that he's a cop. They would think
Oh,
this gross older man with a porn stash is hitting on a girl that is pretending to be 22. She's
I don't think he's
clearly
that gross.
16.
Is he supposed to be gross? I don't think he's
He's
that gross.
so much older than her. And like
Yeah.
this weird day
Sorry,
drinking
she looks really
conversation.
old. How old is the actress that plays Callie?
I don't know.
Is she 30? I'm just like, she seems older to me. I'm curious. I'm gonna look it up.
No, I don't know how. Someone look up how old she actually
I
is.
am doing it. All right. So sorry. So okay. So it is a surprise for people. I'm not trying to brush it off. I just don't.
No, it is.
Yeah.
That would be a
Okay.
surprise when he walks into the precinct and talks to Kevin. They'd be like, "Oh my god, he was a cop, and he's hitting on the." And Callie has a blabbermouth, and she's gonna tell him everything. So, adult Natalie and Lottie. Okay, Lottie says, first of all, we're not a cult. We are an intentional community turning suffering into strength so we can live our best selves.
Okay.
So they were also Natalie
So
says,
it's
"Why
a
were you
cult?
burying?" It's a
Okay.
cult.
Cool.
Natalie says, "Why were you burying old man alive?" And
Mhm.
Lottie says, "That was a form of therapy." Okay. And it's not purple, it's heliotrope, which is a flower that heals people, but it's also a lot of other things, as Katie did a deep dive
Who
into.
told you that it's a flower that heals people? Does
Not
Lottie say that?
Lottie says that.
Yeah, it's also poisonous. So that's cool. Don't let your pets eat it.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel
Well, a
like
lot of
it's
things are poisonous to pets. Poinsettias.
well, I know, but she doesn't say poinsettia. She says heliotrope, which just happens to be one of them. And then it's weird because she goes so far as to say that it's a dye. They're using heliotropes to dye all these clothes that they're wearing, which feels bad if it's a poisonous flower, right? But then it also has all this other stuff. When I looked it up, it's a short story, which I couldn't really find any description on. It's in Harry Potter because they reference it Hermione's polyjuice potion that she drinks is that color. It was
Interesting.
one of the colors worn in Victorian times for half mourning, so not full mourning, half mourning. And
Okay.
then it's also in Finnegan's Wake. I don't know if the writers are fans of James Joyce, but it is actually part of one of the riddles. And according to Margot Norris, it is the answer to the riddle of desire. So some of this stuff, now that we keep getting these, like, this is the first, second, or third time I feel like in this discussion that lust or desire has come up.
Mm-hmm.
What are we about to see happen here? I don't know. It feels like,
So
yeah.
that's interesting. Okay, so there is another kind of heliotrope.
No, and then I'm sorry. I let me
Oh,
continue.
go
I
ahead.
thought you were gonna.
Sorry.
Okay, and
I
then
thought
it's
you were
also
done.
no, and then it's also it's actually synonymous with bloodstone, which is a gem, and so that is the other thing that I don't think that she's referencing that, because it is, the dye would not be that lavender color, but it's got to be important because of the way that she points at it, and I don't know what it is.
Oh, they're important.
It's also a song. So there is the song, and
Mhm.
the song lyrics are, it was written in 1999. Jake and I kind of talked about it. It's by At the Drive-In. It's also, by the way, a lost silent film. But the hang on, the lyrics kind of go. I don't know. I felt like they did. Felt like they did a little bit. Hang on, I'm getting the lyrics.
Full mourning for Biscuit, half mourning for Steve.
What?
That's funny.
What is that? Oh, now, of course, it went away. Great, but look up Heliotrope. It's by At the Drive-In, and it does, I don't know, it could go. It's hard because when you see these things, you're like, well, it could be based on any of these things, but I don't. And then Oliver just told me right before we started the live stream that there is some sort of oceanic nymph that is heliotrope, or was killed by heliotrope, something like that has to do with mythology. So there you go. There's a bunch of stuff.
So yes, I am wearing heliotrope right now. Katie, your hair looks so heliotrope on this, but
oh no, I am. It's just this doesn't read lavender.
And my nails. I painted my nails heliotrope.
And Jake is wearing heliotrope.
Jake is wearing heliotrope. So can I tell you the theory that someone on Reddit about heliotrope? So it is there is a shot in the opening sequence that has the maps that Natalie and Travis have made of where they've gone out, and it has the symbol drawn over it. So the symbol is on the map, like with points. Okay, you know where the symbol is on the tree and the symbol is like in places that where the symbols are make up the symbol on the map, if that makes sense. So a heliotrope is
symbols of what? What do you?
The
sorry.
symbol. The
no. The girl, right?
Yes, the girl on the map.
So, but what do you're saying the symbol on the map makes up the symbol on the map. So what points, what's making up the symbol? Like different, like what is
when
the
Travis, when Travis was killed and the candles were in the shape of the symbol, and when you connect the dots, it's the same thing on the map with the symbols that are carved into trees.
So the candles
picture the candles as the things in the trees. They are marking points, and if you were to connect them with lines like on the map, it would make the symbol.
That's interesting.
And then we learn that a heliotrope is a surveying tool used in triangulation.
Oh, that was the other one I didn't mention. Oh, I thought it wasn't that.
No, you use the sun to flash a light ray towards a point, which is exactly what happened when Lottie found the cabin. Remember, Lottie saw a light flashing?
Yeah, I had that one too. I just didn't think it had any, I don't know. Yeah.
It could be any of these. So they think like the symbol is surveying markers, and the dead guy was a surveyor of sorts, and there's like, I don't know. Are they going to
Yeah, it's
use
like
it
a
to find their
vintage
way out,
tool.
or
Yeah, so if you look up
yeah?
heliotrope instrument, that totally could
But I
be it.
think it definitely means something. It could mean more than one thing.
I think most likely it's gonna be to do with it's poisonous. I think it's gonna be the simplest explanation probably, is that all of these people are a little bit gonna maybe be a little bit funny because they're slowly being poisoned by the dye in their clothes.
So it is like not Teal Swan, but it's like the mother god
Well,
who
why
is
the F
giving
isn't
them.
why isn't she wearing heliotrope?
Okay, because the flower goes toward, and
It's
she's
the sun.
yellow. She's the sun.
Mhm.
That's what I think is happening with that.
Yeah, that's very good.
So she said, "I didn't kidnap you, Natalie. I was worried about you because Travis died. So I
Mhm.
sent my people to look after you, and they were probably peering in your window and they saw you about to kill yourself. So they attacked you." And then the girl, scene was so fascinating. The girl that Natalie attacked, who's also wearing heliotrope, comes up and like a smooth Lottie, who she Charlotte now, and she's unhappy with the drink because she put in maca root instead of ashwagandha. And it's this like very subtle, like she's unhappy and the girl is like scared because she pissed off Lottie, but Natalie's there watching. So she's like, okay, well,
It's okay.
it can't harm. I'll always, it's fine. But
Yeah.
if Nat there, it would have
Yeah.
been like a huge deal.
Yeah.
So they are
Definitely.
all scared of her, I
Also, is
think.
the girl, old enough to be the baby? I think that was a theory running around.
Interesting.
I don't think
Yeah,
so,
she
but
could be. She could be.
maybe.
Yeah.
But she does seem
So
more scared of Lottie than Natalie, who had stabbed her with a fork. So that was interesting.
yeah,
Yeah,
that is
I
very,
think Lottie is
very
not all
interesting.
wellness and
Just
light.
annoyed by Natalie, who stabbed her. But with Lottie, it's like an intense
Yeah, yeah.
fear. It's very interesting. So Lottie finally gives Natalie the message from Travis, which is so annoying because Natalie is not a patient person, and she promised her the day before she had a message from Travis, and now she's going to tell her.
Ugh.
So this story is very interesting. He died.
Mhm.
He called Lottie and said, "Wilderness has come back to haunt me. I know what I have to do." She panics and drives all night. She drove all night to see him, and he's freaking out. And he's like, wants me to confront the darkness and that I have to get as close to death to confront this darkness inside me.
Mhm.
And she's like, "You're in your trauma, vice grip of your trauma." And she puts her hand on his chest. But then she makes the mistake of falling asleep and he sneaks off to work and is going to choke himself. So he leaves to get his like stuff the money out, which is why she took the money, and the note that said, "Tell Natalie she was right." Yeah.
I thought it was weird that this was odd in the retelling of her story, and they're showing the reenactment when she
Yeah.
rips the note off the pad. Who does that? Why does she need to take the notepad with her to go get like, you take the time,
Right.
you're worried about him, but in the retelling of this story, you see the note that says, "Tell Nat she was right," on this little it's like a tiny it's like this big. It's like a little notepad, and she goes,
Mhm.
"Rip," like that,
Mhm.
and then takes the pad with her and then leaves the note.
Mhm.
Uh,
So
is
a
the
lot
note
of
not
things about
real? Is the note fake? Did he fake the note? Or is she faking the note for some reason?
it's possible. I don't trust Lottie's story,
Oh, at
but
all. I think
it's
there's
it's
no, I think no, not at all. I mean, some parts might be
parts.
I don't know. I don't think it's right though. It feels weird.
It seems weird that he's like, "Take money, like I want you to have all my money." Like why would he give it to her and not to Natalie? She says, "Can I call Natalie to help you?" And he says, "No, she'll just make it
That sounds
worse."
like a lie.
And
That sounds
so
untrue.
and that it hurt me a lot when she heard that. It's very something is fishy.
But that's a power
then
struggle. That's a power thing that that Lottie's doing over Natalie to be like, "Oh, no, I asked
I'm
about you, and
closer.
he said absolutely not. You
I'm
just make everything worse."
But I was
Yeah.
helping him. Yeah.
Which, again, we're being reinforced this whole episode because it's one or the
Fighting
other
over
all the
Travis,
time.
basically.
Yeah. Mhm.
Exactly.
Yep, yep, yep.
So she drives to the ranch where he works because how did she know that he was gonna be there?
No
Like, why
idea.
would she think that he'd kill himself there?
No, this
That didn't
story
make
is
sense to
really
me.
weird. Unless he had told
Yeah.
her and we don't see it in the reenactment that he had said, "This is what my
Right.
plan is. I'm gonna go up on this crane at work." Like he had laid it all
Mhm.
out, you know? Could be that.
So she goes he has set up the candles in the sign of the symbol, and the giant will, like, autoerotic asphyxiate him and get him close enough to death to understand
Mhm.
or something. He couldn't have done that at home with, like, a rope? I don't know
Well,
why
this
it had to
doesn't
be
make
at work.
any sense that she just happens to pull up just at the moment. Just at the moment. The thing's on the neck, the candles are lit, and he's got the remote in his hand, and here she
Yeah.
comes.
Yeah.
That's not I don't
It's
feel like that's a
very
likely
strange. So
scenario.
she's in charge of the remote. She's like, "Okay, I'll let the crane down once you get out of it, and then I'll wake you up from being asphyxiated." And of course, the wilderness, whatever, makes the button stop. It's like Final Destination.
Sorry, say that
This is
again?
a Final Destination. The whatever force makes the button stop, if that's what happened. If Lottie's telling the truth, the button just broke, but not just accidentally. I think the force, whatever, it felt like a Final Destination where there's like
Yeah.
something happening that
Yeah.
is moving
It's
things
your
and
time, it's your
making
time. It's yeah, but I
it's
feel
your
like
time.
I feel like in this case, it's either that either none of this is true, so it doesn't matter, or if it is true and
Right,
this
right,
actually was a button malfunction, it's Lottie's fault because Lottie doesn't tell the part of the story to Natalie
right,
about the
right,
demons she's about to see, the
right.
Laura Lee demon. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
So she's like, "That's what happened. Battery died. It's all my fault." And then we see what
Yeah.
her part of the story is that she doesn't tell, which makes me think that she's telling the truth. Because why are we seeing this flashback if she's not telling Natalie this?
Well, she's not telling Natalie the truth.
It's
It
like,
is her fault. The button glitched on you or got stuck, and you didn't keep trying because you dropped the remote because you saw Demon Laura Lee walking towards you.
right, which makes me think this happened because why else are we seeing Lottie remembering this? Because it's retelling. It's not like she's telling Natalie this part. It's what
Oh,
she's
good point.
remembering
So
happened.
maybe so. Alright.
So I think kind of believe this weird part. So she sees this what would you say, like a demon Laura Lee
That's
kind
what
of
I said.
thing with
Yeah.
the
Demon,
yeah,
la she's I
she's kind
saw
of like a
someone refer to
zombie.
it as adult Laura Lee, but it's not adult. It's Laura Lee as she was in the wilderness, and she's
She has the nightgown
right,
and the teddy bear
right.
that self-ignites, and she's saying stuff like, "Put your faith in him, your guiding light." And Lottie's her when she just sees the bottom part, but then she sees the face go all like that, and she's
Where
like,
was the
"Oh,
bear? Sorry, where did she there's no bear.
bear." Laura Lee's holding the bear as she's
When she
walking up
walks
like a
up?
zombie.
Oh.
And so
Well, she
that's how
walks up looking normal, and then her face turns into the
well, she's not her legs are like this.
no, I'm
Um,
sorry, normal-ish. No, she looks not like this right away, and
right, and
then
so
she
Laura
starts to
Lee's
scream,
like,
and it's that horror movie effect, and then
I
I don't know. And then Lottie holds her
so
hands up to her face like this, screaming, and clearly does not have the remote in her hand,
interesting.
and doesn't have the
That's very
remote
interesting.
after all of this flashy stuff ends with Lottie.
So when she turns around after she's scared by Laura Lee, she looks over and Travis has now been lifted somehow to the top of the crane and it's too late to save him. Where is the remote? Do you see it like on the ground?
No, I didn't couldn't see it on my thing, but it's not in her hand, so I don't know where it was around her, but it's not she's not holding it. She's
Right.
not like, "Ooh." And
Seem
if
to
they did, it's a mistake
try.
in continuity.
Yeah, she didn't seem to try to save him with the remote after already up that high. She
I
just
was
like
too
gives
late.
up.
I think
It
she
was too
just, like,
late.
looks up and is like but the weird thing is that the button had to keep being pressed because he continued to go up. You'd have to go, it's not like you
The
just press it once
wilderness
and
is
it goes
pressing the
up.
button.
Right. The woods
It's like
themselves.
the woods
It's the woods themselves.
themselves that are
Yeah.
pressing the button. And so, Natalie is just blames her for the accident. Because Natalie, along with this Travis plan, she said, "No, this is a bad idea," but he's like, "I'm doing it." So she's like, "Okay, I'll help you with the crane and save you." But she could have not participated. But whatever, Natalie blames Lottie and she's like, "You have a Rolex now, but you're still the same." No, it's good. And she fully blamed her for Travis's death. And so we don't know if we believe what part of this story we believe or if this all happened.
Right.
It's very strange. But it's like some force Travis when he was already trying to asphyxiate himself. So then Lottie tells Natalie there's no way out of the woods for tomorrow. So you have to stay. And she leaves her heliotrope clothes and Birkenstocks. And Natalie is like, there's no way I am going to wear the same leather pants I have been in for 3 days with my swamp crotch because I am not wearing purple. I'm not wearing lavender. No, thanks.
Yeah.
In the way I dress.
Well, the one top
I'm
didn't
not
seem
putting on your
lavender,
clothes.
but yeah, no.
And the Birkenstocks too. Can you see Natalie in Birkenstocks? No.
No.
So then Natalie lies down and has a flashback of 2 paramedics checking her eyes and putting a mask on her.
There are 3 in the room.
No.
There are 3 men.
That's Travis. I think the third one is Travis.
Oh, okay.
He has his long hair. And so it's like what I think it is because I saw some article where the producer said in season 2, we're going to go back and see Travis when they were using drugs and how they were affected each other and spiraled. So I think this is one of several times where she was ODing after doing drugs with Travis, or he found her and called the paramedics. I think that flashback is because of what I read.
It's got to be an OD then. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's an OD. So then adult Misty, she doesn't have that much for helping the security footage outside Natalie's motel room. And Elijah Wood's character says he can help, but downvoting his Adam disappearance theories. And they're cute. This is foreplay for citizen detectives.
I am very excited. I thought we were going to get a little more of him. Like I really wish we could go heavier into that storyline and cut.
I think next week we are. Next week they seem to be full on like Nick and Nora from The Thin Man, like investigating together.
I do also trust the show that whatever they're doing with Callie, it's going to pay off. Like it's going to be important.
Callie?
I just want that mystery to get done. You know, with the Shauna. Yeah. With the Shauna and Adam. Like I need I don't know, but it seems like something happens next week because she's somewhere with a gun.
That's crazy. I don't know what that's about.
So all right, sorry. So
Elijah Wood shows up at the nursing home, but she doesn't know it's him. He has
his name is Walter in the show.
Walter. Yeah. He's pushing an old lady in a wheelchair and he's getting a tour of the facility and he's asking weird questions like, do you guys vet your employees? And like they side-eye each other. She thinks he's weird. And then she goes to the fridge, the work fridge, and on top of her Tupperware is a letter for her.
Yes. He's also wearing socks and shorts.
What would they do?
A zoom in on his look, and I'm not sure why they're doing that.
I was hoping you would know.
It's like top up. He's like, okay, and then top down, you're like, oh, he's an internet detective. I don't know if that's a dead giveaway. Maybe
the high socks with the
high dark socks. High dark socks.
To me it read like bird watcher. He somehow looked like a bird watcher.
It reads a few different things, but I would say you're probably inside.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could be wrong.
So did he rent an old lady just to put this note?
He's the Misty guy. She was picking up friends to take to the bar to spy on the reporter. Yeah, he absolutely Rent an
I
elderly.
mean, like,
he did it.
he could have put that note on her car window.
Rent elderly.
Instead of putting the note just on her car, he went for the flair, for the drama, and he rented it.
He did the
I
full,
appreciate
which
that.
is why he's gonna be great.
Yeah. I love
wait.
it.
And I hope he lives past one season.
I hope so too. So he has put invisible ink on the note, which I knew right away. I was like, it's invisible ink, Misty. Come on, get with the program, because it's just a blank note. And in the invisible ink note, it says that security camera outside Natalie's door at the motel is a fake. But I did some research, and there's a guy at the motel who's been living there for 3 months, interviewing him tomorrow and posing as an FBI guy. Do you want to join me, Agent Misty Quigley? And it's like, that's
going to be great.
That's how he's asking her out, basically. And
so why are they on a boat?
Invest this guy. Yeah, why?
Why are they on a boat in the next episode?
In the next episode, they do go to the docks, and that's interesting. Unsure. Yeah. But I love this foreplay, citizen detective foreplay.
Yeah, it's really good.
I love it. So next we have adult Simone seems to be in the hospital, and Taissa, unbeknownst to her, drew the symbol on her hand. And I think she doesn't know she did it, because the nurse says, that's an interesting symbol you drew on her hand. And Taissa's like, what? So unsure. So adult
Taissa looks terrible Misty in the hospital scene. The worst she's looked yet. She's like pale. It's bad.
Distress, and she's not sleeping. In our chat, different Shauna, Misty was checking out his calves.
Oh, that's great.
When she's on a date,
that's excellent. Thank you.
In last season, that's a great callback. She talks about how she thinks calves are sexy. Brilliant callback. Thank you for that.
Oh, Shelly also has a good point here. She said to get to Lottie's place by boat. Is it possible? I wonder.
I feel like
I wonder.
In the next episode, aren't they supposed to be investigating this guy that lives at the motel? I feel like it's too soon for them to be going to Lottie.
I'm wondering if she somehow confronts him on his boat, because he's setting her up by doing that. I don't feel like Walter does want to be friends. He wants to be like frenemies. We'll see. I don't know. I've been wrong.
Not romantic? Not yet. Romantic?
I don't think so. I think he suspects her of being involved with Adam, because she keeps downvoting his really good theories.
That's what so it could be like a Homeland thing, like he's investigating her, but he also falls for her.
Like has respect because he knows she's good. Also, is she that whatever Persephone poisoner or whatever? We don't know if that's a thing yet. So I don't know. Oh, by the way, I did want to mention really quick that I didn't say before, that Van has her scars in that Bacchanal scene when they're doing the feast. Van has her scars in the fantasy. That's a weird choice, right? Wouldn't you be, because they're all dolled up?
Yeah.
Wouldn't
I think she's
be like
owned her scars. I think she's like emotionally owned them, and so they're part of her. So
I doubt it. She's only had the scars for like 4 months. Then she's a kid.
But she took off that moment when she takes off her scar, her thing, and shows them to Taissa when they're having sex by the river. She takes off her thing, and Taissa's like, "You're so beautiful." And I feel like that's when she owns her scars, and she doesn't.
I wonder if that is the statement.
So I think if she saw herself in heaven or something, she might still picture herself with scars.
Good point. It could be that.
Your scars. What's that song? Your scars are so beautiful. That's not how the song goes.
No, but it's close.
It's close, right? Teen Natalie, I think, goes back to the plane and then pulls the gun on something.
This is in the preview for next week, right?
Yeah, we're still in the preview for next week. Unsure who she has that gun, and she pulls it.
Yeah, the moose that comes in the door. You can see it. It's a moose.
Oh, it's the moose.
It's a giant moose.
So they catch a moose.
I hope she shoots it. Yeah, we'll find out.
And then the really thing is Shauna is somewhere before. she has a gun on a
she's doing like
man.
the FBI walk where it's out in front of her, and that's
And then
weird.
that man, we've never seen him before, right?
That's not Kevin, right? With the
No,
necklace.
it's not Kevin. No.
Is it Javi?
No, it looked like a guy in his 40s. And Javi would be
Is it
like
Javi at a hard
35.
29?
That's so possible. I love on Dateline when everyone's the same age and some of them look like 40 and some of them look like 60 because
Javi's been missing for we don't know. He could have been in the woods just
so that could have been.
We don't know.
Not look Hispanic. He looked white, but again, it was very fast.
Who thinks it's Javi?
Shauna.
You got to, if you guys can't see the previews because you're watching on Paramount Plus, you need to look them up on YouTube. Yeah. Just Google Yellowjackets episode 3 promo, and they come up right away. Yeah,
advice. And if you're watching through your cable, they show it, and if you're watching on Showtime anytime on the app or on your browser.
And sorry if we're giving stuff away.
It goes up on Fridays. No, I think it's fine.
Okay,
maybe I should have said spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about what might
alert.
happen next week. Yeah.
Yeah. So she pulls a gun on this guy and she says, have you ever peeled the skin off a human corpse? And it's very threatening. Like, don't mess with me.
And then it's going to be Javi, and he's going to say, yes, I actually have. It's going to be
no there for that. He wasn't there for that. He was missing.
We don't know what he was there for yet because we haven't seen him in the woods. So maybe he was doing that on the other side of the woods.
In his bunker or wherever. I still think there's an underground bunker because that scene with Lottie where she's walking through the corridors with the pipes and there's candles.
And we still think that's not a hallucination?
I think that's something like in the future or in the past in the woods, there is some sort of like underground something. The symbols maybe are like a map that make up.
I like the symbol being the map. That's clever. So we need to know like where they are on what trees they're already carved into.
And so that I showed you, that picture, someone got that from the preview. So not the preview, sorry, what's it called? Opening credits. So the opening credits, they paused and it has Natalie's map with the symbol drawn on it. So that will eventually happen.
I'm totally going to go very slow through that. I am the queen. And then next time we will talk about a weird thing that I saw in Lottie's flashback, but we are over time. So there was a weird...
do you want me to show the picture or no?
No, it'll give everybody nightmares. We'll talk about it at the very beginning next time because there's a weird moment in Lottie's flashback that during her story about Travis.
I totally didn't caught.
It's so fast. And so I went
I don't know how you got that picture because
I was very clever.
Tried to get that picture and
you see an image of someone that is very, I'm not sure who it is. And it's bloody.
Yeah. I thought it was Van at first, but then I think I'm wrong. It's not Van, but it's one of
somebody
the girls.
We don't know yet, and they're bloody and bloated, and it's bad. And so, but it's very fast. I mean, they go very fast over it. So if you want to, you should go frame by frame right after Laura Lee starts screaming in that scene. If you sort of go play pause, play pause, play pause, play pause.
They want to see the picture, Katie.
Oh, okay. You can see it. It's gonna scare you. Sorry, it's kind of scary.
Yeah, so look away if you are scared by stuff.
Yeah. That's it. So that's in her flashback. Or that whatever she's seeing in her head at that point when she's going, and she dropped the remote and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Van because when Van's attacked, I looked at all that footage and it's not consistent.
No, I thought it happened.
This is something we've seen yet.
Those scars look old. Like the scars on her face, but they don't match.
What scar?
Up totally. Whatever, like a bite mark or whatever's happening that goes towards
her mouth. Okay, yeah, on that side of her face, that's where Van has.
But I thought that was an old scar from Van, and she gets attacked again. But her scar, her scars don't go towards her lip; they go on just on her cheek. So
I did also have a theory.
It's wrong.
I have a theory that goes by what someone said. I don't remember. I thought I saw it. Okay, remember when in the preview we've talked about it a few times when they're all charging out with weapons out of the door?
Yeah.
My first instinct on that is that they were going to save someone. Somebody was being attacked, and just like the wolves, when Van's being attacked, they're going to kill a wolf pack. This wolf pack is about to kill another actual wolf pack. I'm wondering if this person right here is the victim of the second wolf attack. And we don't know who it is yet.
Due
Does that
to
make
wolf
sense?
attacks.
You don't think they're gonna have wolves come back? I think they're definitely gonna have wolves
I don't
come
know
back.
if they would have someone like be bitten on the face again.
They've had several car accidents at this point.
That's such a good point, actually.
I
They've had
think that
3 car accidents. That
I feel like we could have wolves come back. Okay,
Yeah.
take her away. It also says gurgling in the thing. It could be Van. I mean, I'll go back and look again, but I didn't recognize it as Van when I first saw it.
People are saying to them it looks like Van, it looks like Shauna. Couple people said it looks like Shauna. I don't know if it looks like Shauna to me. Her hair looks too light. It could be one of those new girls, Crystal or one of them.
I think this is something we haven't seen yet. I do think this is a future vision. Jewel 1 2 1 2 1 2. I think this is. I think this is something we haven't seen. And I'm very curious. I just wish maybe it is Van. I don't think so.
No, I don't think it's Van. I think I'm wrong. I think it's somebody else.
And I don't know what happened. I just don't know who.
I don't know
who it is.
But so it's something bad enough.
And isn't that weird? That was just like a flash in that thing. And well, the only reason I knew is because they keep showing her screaming, and all of a sudden the screen for a second flashes red. And I was like, is that just blood? And I was like, I feel like they're giving us something right now. And sure enough, that's what it is. So
and I mean,
it's a half a second.
Ignore that stuff because I'm like, we'll find out.
And no, I have to
Katie,
see.
Like,
I have to frame by frame. So I will be going to look at the opening credits right now.
Someone says it looks like Callie.
Oh, Callie.
Actually, I could see that.
Are they doing this because Callie is gonna die?
But wouldn't they want us to like her?
No.
Or if she's
maybe they don't want us to feel bad. It's like the same reason they're not gonna kill Ty or Shauna, probably. That you like,
but they'll kill like Mari, who's kind of bisky anyway.
Mari's not being that great. Isn't Mari the one that turns around when it's Misty?
Mari has been fairly nasty
and turns around and goes, "Oh, there's 2 of them. There's 2 of them now." What's wrong with you,
she said something
monster?
last week. She said something last week too.
Are you jealous?
To Crystal. She's not nice. She's not.
I bet Crystal got bigger parts than her in the school play. I bet. And she's mad. She's jealous.
I love
because Crystal puts in the time, Mari.
Nurse.
Oh, is her name really Mari?
And even though you're in the woods now, it's still you take those grudges with you to the woods.
I don't know. It's not great.
Would. So this was so much fun, you guys. And
thanks for coming with us.
Yeah, and I think put the link to the previews for next week, the link in the chat. So
great. We can put it also in the description of this episode. Because I think
definitely.
Showtime is releasing them. So yeah, we'll put it so that everybody can see what we've. Oh, thank you, Jake.
Yeah, thank you, Jake.
You can see what we've been. I mean, it's only 30 seconds. It's actually really short. Next week says so. I don't think we're seeing much. I think a lot of stuff. It seems like it's really ramping now. And it looks. Oh, sorry. The other thing we see in the preview is everybody freaking out. We see people screaming at the beginning.
Taissa like a barbed wire.
And we see somebody else screaming.
It's like Are we cutting out? I feel like you can't hear me sometimes.
I can't. I'm sorry. It's been rough.
You're pretending that you can. It's good.
Okay, sorry.
Taissa grabs a barbed wire fence or something and scream.
Yeah.
So don't know why.
Yeah.
Are they very upset and guilty that they ate Jack?
Yes. I think, and if you want to watch something interesting, watch the cast talk about that scene. And the writers.
The producer. Yeah.
The producer.
He said maybe they feel guilt about eating Jackie.
And they also
And
say,
it's not gonna cause them to keep eating people.
yeah, don't say that this is like the downfall, that everything's gonna go downhill. Like I think it's just gonna be an ebb and flow right now. But I don't think they're immediately gonna start killing each other off. I think that's gonna be a minute.
I think they might have a divide, like some feel really guilty and some are like, well, let's keep doing this.
Sorry, and I read something else, and we can talk about this more next time about the timeline. I think we're gonna get 2 winters. I think we are.
Even though that
I think they get rescued in December. It's 18 months or 19 months?
18, 19 months. So it's like a year and a half. And they landed in this spring. So that would mean they could get rescued in the second winter. It didn't look like
Get
winter
rescued
when
in
they were
December of the second
rescued.
winter. I don't
It's
know. I just was
possible.
reading some stuff online, and a lot of people were saying, "We don't know if this is first winter or second winter." I don't know. I
I
always
trust
felt like
these
we were gonna
people.
get 2
They've done the
winters.
math.
So, no, on Reddit, they don't know. Do they?
No,
They might.
I kind of trust them.
Hopefully,
Like, I
people would
think
never
they've done
trust
the
me
math
because I
better
was
than
like,
we
"No
have.
one's a cannibal." So, there we go.
um,
Did it.
she openly admits that she was wrong.
I
I love
openly
that.
admit it, that I was
She's not afraid.
wrong with a capital W.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Oh, and someone made a good point when you said like we don't need to like Callie and they'll kill her. We didn't really like Jackie that much, and so
No,
she
Jackie
died. It
was
was like,
being really difficult.
yeah,
Really difficult.
yeah. But now
But
they
it is
kind of all
interesting.
are. Like, there's
Well,
not
yeah, of
that many
course.
good guys here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. This was forever. You guys are great. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. I'm gonna do prayer breath. Wear your heliotrope next
Yeah, wear your best
time,
heliotrope.
guys.
Or whatever is appropriate for the episode. We don't know. It could
Yeah,
be.
we don't know. It could be a whole different thing. I need
We'll
to like
find out.
prep so I can order clothes because I ordered this shirt on Amazon.
You just see just a rainbow assortment of shirts. You ordered a
Yeah.
purple shirt?
Yeah, I didn't have whatever heliotrope. Maybe next time I'll be the sun. I'll be Lottie and I'll wear all gold.
I'll send you
What
a
I
robe.
want is the necklace with the symbol, but I can't find it on Etsy anywhere.
Really
No one's
curious
made it
about
yet.
why Lottie is not wearing the symbol either. We should talk about that next
Great.
time
That
too.
is such
She's
a good
wearing what
point.
appears to be a moonstone, which I'll send you a picture of so you can see. I have a ring
That's
that looks suspiciously like that necklace. And I was like, interesting.
That is
Oh,
I
Jake
also
said
noticed
they
that. Why'd
just
you
get
wearing
the
it?
beginning of the second winter. But they do get a second
Okay.
winter. Because I think that plane
Okay.
burning scene that we keep seeing, or I keep seeing in the previews because I watch the preview all the time. I think that might be second winter. I don't know if that's first winter. I don't know.
Be your own blood drink blessing ritual.
Oh boy, it's great. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you for joining
next
us. We'll
time.
see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Everybody.
Mhm.